Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes of Wellbeing with Vasilis on Mental Wellness TV. Today, we are talking about something profoundly human and deeply transformative: self-awareness. You can change without canceling who you were. We'll explore how we can grow, adapt, and improve ourselves without feeling that we have to disown or reject our past selves. And most importantly, we'll share practical strategies that can help us all navigate this process with clarity, compassion, and confidence, for greater mental well-being. Let's begin. In an age where personal growth is often celebrated with catchy slogans like "Be your best self" or "Leave the past behind," we may feel pressure to completely redefine ourselves. This push for reinvention sometimes comes with the subtle message that who we were wasn't enough, or worse, that it should be erased. But what if we told you that true transformation doesn't mean deleting our past? That the path to a healthier, stronger, more peaceful self includes honoring the journey we've already taken? Research in psychology has shown that our identity is not fixed, it evolves over time. According to a 2022 study from the University of California, people reported experiencing an average of 3 major identity shifts over the course of a decade. These changes were often related to life transitions: becoming a parent, changing careers, recovering from loss, or healing from emotional trauma. Yet the same research found that people who maintained a sense of continuity with their past selves, even during great change, reported significantly higher levels of life satisfaction and mental resilience. So what does this mean for us? It means that we don't need to view our past with shame or regret in order to grow. We can embrace who we were, acknowledge what we've learned, and carry those insights into a more intentional future. To help with this, let's look at some common challenges and how we might address them. Many of us struggle with the feeling that we are not allowed to change unless we justify or explain why we are different now. We may feel judged for evolving, as if our new choices invalidate our old ones. This kind of inner conflict can create tension, anxiety, and a lack of self-trust. But here's the truth: growth is a sign of maturity, not betrayal. One practical solution is to practice self-integration. This is the process of acknowledging all parts of our personal history, the good, the flawed, the painful, and bringing them into a coherent understanding of who we are now. For example, instead of saying, "I was wrong back then," we might say, "I made the best choices I could with what I knew at the time, and now I choose differently." This subtle shift in language honors our journey and reduces self-blame, which supports healthier mental patterns. Another useful tool is reflective journaling. By writing about specific moments from our past and exploring how they have shaped our beliefs, reactions, or values, we begin to develop deeper compassion for ourselves. Studies from the American Psychological Association suggest that journaling for just 15 minutes a day can lower stress levels, increase cognitive clarity, and even boost immune function. But beyond these benefits, journaling helps us create a personal narrative that makes space for change without erasure. Let's also consider how we deal with criticism, both from within and from others. When we start acting differently, perhaps setting boundaries where we once tolerated overextension, we may encounter resistance. Friends, colleagues, or even family might say, "You've changed." And our inner critic may whisper, "You're being fake." In those moments, let us remind ourselves, changing behavior is not the same as changing identity. We are allowed to update our patterns. We are allowed to revise our story. One approach we recommend is the compassion check-in. This simple daily habit involves asking ourselves 3 questions. What am I proud of myself for today? What have I learned from past experiences that helped me today? What do I need to forgive myself for? Doing this each evening helps us reconnect to both our evolving self and our enduring core. It also strengthens emotional regulation, which is key to long-term mental well-being. Another key insight comes from neuroscience. Studies on neuroplasticity show that the brain is capable of reorganizing itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. That means our habits, thoughts, and behaviors are not set in stone, they are malleable. In fact, Harvard neuroscientist Dr. Sarah Lazar found that even brief mindfulness meditation, just 8 weeks, can lead to measurable changes in areas of the brain associated with empathy, self-awareness, and stress reduction. These findings reinforce what we believe here on Mental Wellness TV, that transformation is always possible, and that self-awareness is a powerful starting point. Let's talk now about the importance of values. Our values act as the compass that guides our decisions. When we feel lost or uncertain about who we're becoming, returning to our values can help us stay grounded. We encourage you to take time to list your top 5 values, perhaps honesty, compassion, creativity, growth, or service, and reflect on how your current lifestyle supports or contradicts them. Real change happens not when we chase approval, but when we align with what we truly believe matters. In daily life, how can we support this journey of change without rejecting who we were? Start with gentle rituals. Begin your morning with a moment of self-acknowledgement. Look in the mirror and say, "I welcome who I was, who I am, and who I am becoming." This isn't just positive thinking, it's cognitive reinforcement that creates emotional continuity. Set weekly intentions that focus on evolution, not perfection. For example, this week, I will notice when I feel defensive, and pause before reacting. Or, this week, I will celebrate one way I've grown. Intentional living nurtures our sense of agency and reminds us that change is a series of small, deliberate choices. It's also vital to create emotional safety in our relationships. We thrive when we are surrounded by people who support both our history and our future. Share your journey with someone you trust. Let them know that you're exploring new ways of thinking or living. When we name our process, we take ownership of it, and we reduce the fear of judgment. We must also talk about self-forgiveness. Growth often brings clarity, and with clarity can come regret. But regret does not have to turn into self-punishment. As therapist and author Dr. Kristin Neff reminds us, self-compassion is not self-indulgence, it is a necessary step in healing. When we forgive ourselves, we release the emotional weight that keeps us stuck in outdated versions of who we used to be. In closing, we want to leave you with this: you are not your past. But your past is part of you. And every step you've taken, even those you now wish you had taken differently, has helped you arrive at this point, this moment, where you are ready to grow with honesty, grace, and intention. The journey of self-awareness is not about reinventing yourself into something unrecognizable. It's about becoming more fully yourself, with clarity, kindness, and courage. Self-awareness does not demand that we erase our story. It invites us to understand it. It does not ask us to cancel who we were. It encourages us to carry forward what we've learned, while releasing what no longer serves us. So let us walk this path together, with respect for our past, hope for our future, and presence in the now. Here concludes today's presentation on Mental Wellness TV. We're so glad you were with us, and we'd love for you to be part of shaping our future episodes. Please send us the topics that matter most to you, the questions you wrestle with, the challenges you're facing, or simply the areas of life where you seek more clarity and strength. Your voice matters. And your suggestions will guide our next discussions. If you'd like to take it a step deeper, feel free to explore our dedicated collections on our website. There, you'll find themed resources on self-awareness, mindfulness, emotional resilience, and much more, designed to support your growth in every season of life. Until next time, we thank you for being here. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep learning. Keep evolving. And remember, you can change without canceling who you were. Stay well, stay kind, and we'll see you on the next episode of 5 Minutes of Wellbeing with Vasilis on Mental Wellness TV.